There we go. How are you doing tonight, Beast Mode? I'm gonna go post around a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Where are you going? If you don't mind saying. Okay. I guess I won't put it in Kimmy. I won't put that I'm streaming in Kimmy's channel because she's streaming at the same time. Grand Rapids, huh? That's cool. All right. And if we finish up the Stars 80 early enough, I'm also going to be doing a little bit of changes to that MagCore 87. I mean, we're going to upgrade the keycaps on it to a Stars themed key cap set that I've got. One of my favorite keycap sets, the Starry Poems. But first, hashtag but first. For those of you who watch Big Brother. We are looking at, ignore that, the Stars 80 by YCAP. Comes in a box with a sleeve. It is sort of closed. It's packed reasonably well. Foam. Card with keycap shortcuts on it. Set that over to the side. Keyboard itself, which we'll set off to the side. That's all that's in there. And then we have a box of accessories. Let's see what they gave us. Since it's a pre-built, I don't have over 100 keyboards, not yet. I am a little disappointed that they did not include any extra switches. But, keycap and switch puller, put that right back in the box, and a just really cheap feeling rubber cable. That is definitely going right back in the box. We're just going to go right back in the box. Alright, and that glue? I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Maybe glue for the accent. Oh, the accent's glued in? I don't know. Who cares? We're gonna ignore that. It didn't happen. So yeah, this is the Stars 80. It's notable because it includes these cutouts in the corners. This is not an original design-ish thing. This was seen before on a more premium keyboard, but YCAP just stole the idea and put it on a keyboard. So it's a acrylic corners. There's LEDs inside, which we'll see in a second. It is, let's see, in its original configuration. Let's see what it weighs. I don't know. I gotta get to my scale. Should have planned this better, but I didn't. Ignore that noise. All right. There's nothing wrong with the corner. This is by design. So there are LEDs inside the corners, the top left and bottom right, that light up, make it look like it is like exposed crystal is kind of the idea. So the initial weight of this keyboard is a hefty 5.3 pounds. So for a $100 keyboard, that is quite the weighty board. And that's what I paid for this. Now you can get it, this is Amazon, $100, which means that you can go on, yeah, I mean, I really like it, and I'm looking forward, with this color purple, we are going to be, now, I was originally going to put Cosmic Purple switches on it, but instead we're going to have to go with Purple Dawn, purple. And then we're going to put Spellbook on it with the glowing corners. Yeah, so AliExpress, probably about 60, 70 bucks. It's got a standard box on wedge. We'll look at the weight in a second. Standard just back. Not really recessed. This is a very good keyboard for your chunker keyboard cables. Other side. Let's see. What is our... Well, no, you will not stand. You will not stand for me. Let's see. And so it's right about 20 millimeters front height. I probably am messing that up, so we'll call it 20. The angle, I would say, is probably about 8 degrees-ish. But yeah, and so yeah, that's the basics. Now it is a ball catch, I believe. Here we go. So it's kind of a interesting small ball catch on here. Smaller than what I'm used to seeing. That's what she said. And here's the LEDs. This is a good... yeah, look at that. So I think they meant to glue this in place. And it just... they didn't get the glue in. But that is a good dispersal of LEDs for that size. You don't usually see that much. And that's good. That's good stuff. That is a JST connector. There are 3 JST connectors. Yeah, see that? Comes out. Maybe I'll glue it back. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just mess it up. and then I'll return it. Get a different one. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. Although I can see that being a pain in the ass to redo. So the gaskets that they use are the same dumbbell gaskets practically as the other Rainy type keyboards, where it ends in a little pogo pin. These are kind of thicker. Looking at the back, let's see if we have any alternative layouts. We do actually have step caps capability. You could have split the left shift, but they did not include the hot swap sockets. So theoretically, you could actually put hot swap sockets here, cut the plate, and then split your left space, if that's that important to you. I am sad to report that there is no option for PCB mounted stabs. However, what they do have, and again, the plate doesn't support it, why include it? But you could do a split space bar. So you have sockets here and here, and the opposite socket here, which will allow for a split space bar. But as we'll see once we begin taking it apart, because I saw the diagram on the website, or the picture of the plate on the website, the plate, which is an FR4 plate, showed that it all the options were locked, because this also supports ISO, but the plate does not support ISO. So if you are looking for that, there's probably an alternative plate, because you know, they put it on here for a reason. So I'm wondering if there is a way for us to do that. I don't split the left shift anyway, but I would split the spacebar for no reason in particular, except for I think that a split spacebar sounds better. Oh, yeah, and while we're at it, foam at the bottom. There is that soft, pillowy foam, and then there is a layer of Photon. I think it's Photon. It's kind of really thin, so it is basically almost like an ESD layer, but actually Photon. All right, so got two in. Just got to get the third one back in. Then I'm going to put it back together, and we'll do a quick sound test to see how the stock sound is. Because I expect this to be just a really foamy board to start, at least. We could always take out some of the foam as we rebuild it. Hey, Klex! Hump day! Mike! Sorry. I'm addicted to that. Okay, so here's the stock sound with the switches that are included, the keycaps which are included. Let's see. These are die sub, so they could be pretty thick. Yeah, they're about 1.5, 1.6 millimeters, so that's good. So good thickness of keycaps. did not come with any alternative keycaps. So while it might support, well, it definitely supports it, because this is via compatible by JSON file board. So you can rearrange this because obviously I'm going to need to change colors. But here is the stock sound of the keycaps and, well, key of the board. I mean, not too bad. I mean, your standard foamy fare. Let's go ahead and... Oh! The bottom. I didn't look at the bottom. So the bottom has that crystal type of kind of textured crystal weight on the bottom. With the YCAV logo in the center, and the YCAV logo in the center, which is flush, but is also the wireless dongle. This is a tri-mode keyboard. The wireless dongle itself does not appear to be held in there by a magnet, so you should just be able to pull it up and out, even if you lack fingernails like myself. So yeah. So I like the bottom. I like the purple. It's not as deep as some of the other purples I've seen, but I think it's going to go well with Spellbook. Spellbook, which I believe I forgot downstairs. Oh, yeah. So the switches, let's see. Is there information on the switches through the website? Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, I've seen some richer purples, but this is definitely a nice color. I do not see anything in here about the switches. Let's go over to the info. It comes in like a decent amount of colorways. As a matter of fact, the purple's not even in here. So the colors that they currently have through their website is the silver, the red, the black, this purple, E-coat white, cold white, and E-coat warm white, which is really a retro. So not listed there was the green, but instead they had the purple. Although this purple is a lot better than that green, if you ask me. Like I said, it's VIA compatible, tri-mode, emergence design. I don't know what that means. It's got 8,000 to 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. It is a 1.2 millimeter PCB with flex cuts. And that's per key flex cuts for all of you who hate per key flex cuts. I know you're out there. Sculpted aluminum chassis. The ice crystal back weight. Storage receiver. choice of colors. There we go. That does not look like the switches that are in here. So I don't know. Where did I put it? Where are you? There you are. I don't know if anybody is familiar with this switch, but it is a KTT switch, I think. There's a little design. So it has the little KTT on it. I don't know if I can make that show up, but it's got a milky top, wing latch, beige bottom. Are these just King Whites? If they are, they sound better than the King Whites I've had before. But I mean, the stem is beige, not more of a stark white that I saw on them. But I mean, this might just be a recolor. Maybe that's why they're not saying anything. Because I mean, King Whites are well liked. So. Although, if we wanted to use, okay, there's like 4 versions. If we wanted to use the split spacebar, because this is a keyboard that uses dumbbell gaskets in the PCB, we could run it hot swap plateless. Like a crazy person. Of course, then the keys will be wobbling all over the place. I'm not going to do that. I could. I could, and I thought whether or not I should. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, Jeff Goldblum. Sure, why not? What do y'all think of the music? Is it coming through all right? Is it too loud? Too low? To put you to sleep? Yeah, they're like really beigey. Like when I first saw them, I thought because of the beige stem that it was an oat switch. That's kind of what I go for. Kind of an ethereal sound. Alright. Let's just take that off for the moment. I'm kind of curious as to whether or not I could use a standard standard F13 88 key plate for this. Not that I really need it. keep talking about the plate. My biggest disappointment is that I can't use PCB mounted stabs. So before I started my stream, I was watching Alex build the new Bauer Lite, which apparently is going to drop with new colors, including Xbox green, which is the color that he had on the stream today. And after that, he was ranking the MCU properties. And let me just say, first of all, if you haven't seen Jessica Jones, oh man, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have asked him, because the Omni-type guy, I forget his name, was on the stream. No, I hope so. Wow, that would be great. Although, you know, I still can't grab the... Oh, at least they have the space appropriately marked off so that I can run my step caps. I don't have to cut it like I did that other keyboard. Was that the Tide? No. Maybe it was the Tide. Garrett, yes, Garrett. Garrett was on the chat because I asked him whether or not they were going to whether or not there was going to be a price change. I think they thought that I meant, was it going to get more expensive? That is not what I meant. Because I like the Bauer. I've only messed with it a handful of times at the meetup. A couple of the meetup people have them. But it's still just a PC wired only, you know, basically like the Eve, you know, and the Eve is like half the price. You know, depending on your opinion of the Eve. Ooh, but well, if you're gonna Dremel into FR4, you should wear a mask and have a filter for any pets or whatever that you have. Because yeah, that's, gotta watch out for that. Unless you smoke menthol. If you smoke menthol cigarettes, just have at it. Do you know that fiberglass, which is what is in FR4, is also what flavors menthol cigarettes? Fun fact. Would not cut FR4 without water. Yeah. So these are the HMX Purple Dawns, not the Key Geek Purple Dawns. I no longer smoke, and I don't drink as much as I used to. Which is to say, I haven't had a drink in months. This annoys people because I just stop. Like, I'm like, I need to stop smoking. So I just stop smoking. Whereas my girlfriend, she had to have patches. So the foam on this, which there are, I think 3 layers of foam. So we're gonna take out the PET sheet because I used to love the PET sheet, and I could always put it back. but I have been less about the PET sheets these days. I just have to keep them out of the way of the cat, because the girl cat will perforate PET. She loves it. I just decided that, I needed to stop, and so I did. My girlfriend, on the other hand, was like doing patches and everything, and she finally quit. And she's like, I hate you, Chris. You just stopped. And I'm like, yeah. And then drinking, throughout my late 20s through my 30s, I lived in New Orleans, and so up until 2005, and at one point I was going to the French Quarter. And there's also a cutout here. It's fine. I was going to the French Quarter 6 nights a week to party, because I was in my 20s, 30s. And then I came to the Denver area. I got the job here in Denver, actually the Friday before Katrina hit. So I just didn't have to move anything. And yeah. Then I evacuated to Atlanta for a month before finally ending up. So because it does support, well, the plate doesn't support, but it supports the split spacebar, you have to invert your space key. Just FYI. If you're going to use your full caps, you also need to invert that, because it supports step caps, and the step caps is actually the one that is right face up. While it supports ISO, you do not need to turn your ISO, your tab and your backslash and your enter key to the sides like you do on a lot of boards. Yeah, I'm just addicted to keyboards. I mean, that's just more of a psychological addiction. Now, this doesn't mean that on occasion, arguably healthier, yes, except for the day when I just get buried under a mountain of keyboards, crushed under the weight of my own keyboard addiction. Ooh. So the on-off switch for the keyboard is right here. Currently, we've got a bunch of rainbow, and the corners, that's really bright. We're going to turn that back off for now. What I'm hoping for is that I will be able to make these and the board a solid purple raindrop. Talk about a metaphor. Now, I like the MelGeek Purple Dawns, but normally they have a bit of bit of an extra sound to them that I can hear. That most people are like, "What are you talking about?" So I might just be imagining it, but some switches have kind of a rattle, and I think it's probably normally the top out sound. That is the worst, but by the way, you should take out your PCB when you're putting in switches. I didn't, but I should have. I'm not going to now because it requires me to take off those 3 JST connectors. JST connectors, which are my second favorite connector. I mean, obviously pogo pens are going to be my favorite. And obviously Molex quick connects are going to be my least favorite because they're the worst. And then I think ribbon. No, well, then I think built on, like just built into the PCB of the main board. Then ribbon, then JST, then pogo. Am I missing any? So yeah, MCU. If you haven't watched Jessica Jones yet, watch Jessica Jones. It's good. It's good stuff. Cat hair. And I couldn't believe that he didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy. Of all the hot takes he had, that was the hottest take. I mean, tons of people love the Daredevil show, and it's fine. I mean, I haven't really watched it. I started watching it, and it was good, and I like the character, and I like Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I liked him in She-Hulk, which I thought, which he didn't, which Alex didn't like. I loved. I thought that was, I thought that people's problems with She-Hulk were so overblown. The two main, yeah, it was, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy made non-comic book people want to go see comic book films. Because it had just the right amount of action and humor and was still serious at points. But I mean, you know, whatever. Everybody has opinions, even if they're wrong. I mean, just kidding. People will tell you there are no wrong opinions. That is false. And that is my opinion. So, by their rule, my opinion can't be wrong. All right. I will be right back. Whatever you do, don't listen to that guy. He's shifty. Okay. So I gotta get out of here and all this stuff. To get my scale. Okay. I will be right back. I'll leave you with the music. I mean, I wasn't kidding when I said I would be right back. I mean, I knew exactly where it was. I just forgot it. Okay, so these are not actual spellbook. This is the actual spellbook mat, though. I sold my actual spellbook to a friend, and then not realizing that they were no longer carrying spellbook. And so I couldn't get another set. And so I found some online. Because if you're not going to make it for me, then I will buy it. All right. So... yeah. Well, let's go with our purples first. That makes the most sense. That's... how much purple are we going to use here? We're definitely going to use the escape key. See, I'm thinking escape key, enter key, spacebar, arrows. I could do shifts. Oh wait, no, there is no arrow. Purple arrows. Huh. I don't know why I thought there were purple arrows. Okay. So I could not do the inner and do the shifts instead. And then do mind lock. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds cool. Okay. And then, how do y'all feel about this key? This is the enter, or this is an enter. The other enter is just cast, which I kind of dig, you know, because cast. One thing I don't like about this is that the things get just in the tray. They don't want to come out. The ones that do come out are not the ones I want to come out. So, we have cast, or we have the sword. Now, I'm kind of going for a magic theme, so I don't know if I want a sword. Because magic, not sword. I'm going for the sorcery, not the sword. As a reference to 80s movie, The Sword and the Sorcerer. Yeah. I think I knew the answer to the question before I asked it. Most people tell me differently. All right. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. Well, I mean that's certainly true. I actually in my one of my the Dungeons and Dragons game that I actually play in, I have a warlock wizard, and the wizard is a blade singer, so a stabby wizard. We'll wait on that for now. Oh, right. That's... My camera seems to be making the keycaps a lot more blue than they are. Like, all of this is purple. Is there a way I can warm up the camera? Oh. What did I do? I just made it black and white. I will mess with that a little bit more later. Oh, one last thing. Let's just check here. Ah. No, actually, I kind of like that. I think that is much closer to what I'm seeing. At least it looks purple now. Yeah. This is still kind of a darker purple, but it's closer. That's why I'm the jankiest stream on the internet. Maybe not the chinky. I mean, I have to imagine there's people worse than me. There's a lot of people in the world. Alright, let's see. Tab or lay. Not that kind of lay. Bunch of arrows. I can't use that. Sad. Alter. Alright, so that's our main set. Okay. And our functions. Almost there. And one. Okay. Set you off to the side for now, because we might change our mind. Let's go ahead and put this. Oh, almost forgot. All right, here we go. What do we think about the color? I think it works. It's kind of very similar to the color that it had, only this is more beige, has the accents. I think it looks good. Let's do a quick sound test. I will actually pause the music this time, like I forgot to do last time. And so this is HMX Purple Dawn with Dye-Sub PBT Spellbook. These are clones. They're not the original because I couldn't get the original anymore. And yeah, on the YKev Stars 80. Yeah, I'm wondering if we should take out some of the foam. I mean, it sounds alright. It's quiet. Which isn't bad. Let's see about making it the right colors. Now, I did already grab the JSON file from their website. So we should be able to go over here. It's a PBT Spellbook clone because you can't get, or I can't get Spellbook anymore. So, but yes, it is Spellbook. Interesting. That did not do anything. No, it did. It made everything blue. Down. so that hopefully you can see it. Oh, you could see it before. Okay. But you can't see the lights because the lights aren't really coming through. So yeah, with the at least with the yes, Jankvia. It is not well designed. And I will need the card. So that this should turn that off, but how do I change the color of it? That changes the color of the main color. There we go. That's interesting. It changed the entire board. And then can I set the color? Oh, that's interesting. So these lights, which are controlled by the same thing as these lights, are not broken. So I can have the frame be purple and the alphas be blue, or the alphas be purple and the frame be blue. That's messed up. How about something in between? Everything is blue. Nope, we're gonna go with the purple for that. And this can be blue for now. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have somebody write a... Actually, I can turn it off for now. There we go. There we go. When in doubt, turn off the other lights. Because, I mean, really, the star of the show is going to be these guys. That's why we're here. So, aside from that, let's take a look at the key map. We have 4 layers. Our first layer is here. They put stuff along the top. I hate the stuff along the top. I don't hate it. I just don't use it. That's going to be stop. That's going to be play. Okay. It's going to be previous. It's going to be next. It's all here too. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that that was how it would split. That's neat. What do y'all think of that? I'm not going to use it right now, but... Have y'all seen this configuration before? Interesting. Okay. Very interesting, but stupid. And then from the first layer, we can toggle to the next layer. So that's this. So it's tab is your Windows to Mac. Yeah, because that toggles you back to 0. At least that's straightforward. Anyway. So I think that the Purple Dawns, I think they work definitely for now. Like I said, I wish my Cosmic Purples had come in, but they didn't. Alright, so I'm going to take out this layer and see if it makes it a little bit better. I'm going to leave in that thin bottom layer since I'm going to watch out for ESD. I like the fact that the gaskets are snug in the PCB. I had a problem with that with the Rainy, to where every time I tried something, it wanted to just jump out. Okay, let's see. Certainly improved the flex. I don't know if it improved the sound, but I mean, look at that flex, jeez. That's like spring flex. Okay, well, okay, we'll leave this the way it is for now. We'll come back to you maybe in a little bit. Now we're gonna, as a matter of fact, I'll leave it glowing. Won't even turn off the glow. It'll probably turn off on its own. Okay. So we're going to take another quick look at the second thing we're doing today. Oh, get out of the way. Okay, we're going to take another look real quick at the MagCore 87. This is an induction keyboard. And I think the hardware on it is solid. They need to fix the software, which we'll see if they made any updates, but They probably haven't. But more importantly, what I want to do is I'm going to change out the keycaps. Something a little bit more starry themed, something a little bit more pizzazz, basically. Not going to change too much, just add some pizzazz. So this is the stock keycaps. There were accents, clear acrylic accents that that came with it for space, inner, backspace, and escape. I took those off and just made it a straight wob. But this is what it sounds like out of the box. So it actually sounds pretty good, especially when you consider that this is kind of a competitor to Hall Effect. I'm going to drink something real quick. Not sponsored by Coca-Cola, but if Coca-Cola wanted to give me some money, I'd take it. So, but what we're going to put on it instead are these. These are the Starry Poems by Daydreamer and Asaka. And I purchased these. This is actually my second set of this. This is the first set I got was a Navy set. And I bought that when it first dropped through AliExpress. This set I was able to purchase, which is the black set, through Drop. And so it was one of their, hey, you know, we'll get these for you eventually. And it eventually did, like just recently. So I think these are pretty awesome looking. And yeah, let's go ahead and pull some keycaps. The switches, the induction switches for this keyboard are made by Kale. They have round stems. I think their initial force is like 40 grams. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of the other ones. They're both TKLs, but neither are Win keyless. So we're going to just call this Win Key Wednesday. Because you can't have Wednesday without win. Or something. Go nowhere. So, for those of you who do not know how an induction keyboard works, essentially, these keys have a little stabby pole in the bottom. This is a conductive conical cone. which is what cones are, conical. And essentially what happens is that underneath, or basically in here, there is a low-level electrical field, and and sensors. The sensors measure when the electrical field is pierced by a conductive material, and since this is a cone, it can measure how wide that pierce is, and it uses that to determine how far it is. So induction keys do not suffer from induction keys do not suffer from dead zones, sort of like TMR, and are at least as sensitive as Hall effect. This is it supports all the same stuff as your standard Hall effects, things like rapid trigger and multiple functions per keystroke and all of that. And the biggest drawbacks in the software are the fact that you can't alter the function layer. Like, you have no access to any layers aside from the primary layer. And then there are no alternate profiles. So you can't set like a work profile versus, like a typing profile versus a gaming profile. And I've told EpoMaker, who's the maker of this keyboard, all of this in the hopes that they would make the change. And so we'll check real quick and see if there's an update to the software or update to the firmware that then gives us access. But as of right now, there's not. Well, right, maker. I don't know who actually makes this, but considering that there's only 3 induction keyboards on the market, and one's a Ducky, and, well, actually, Ducky has 2, so technically there's 4, because there's a Ducky Mini, which is a 60%, there's a Ducky Full, which is a full-size keyboard, and then there's another maker who makes an induction keyboard, but I think it also is either a 60 or a 65%. So, and this is the only maker right now that is using these Kale induction switches. Ducky uses their Ducky AI switch, which is not nearly as good a switch as these Kale switches. Not by a long shot, actually. Because I mean, these round stems basically zero out your wobble. Like, this thing has no wobble to it, and they're smooth. They have a decent sound, especially considering there's a giant hole in the bottom of the switch. You can use the PCB from it. You could take the PCB out and stab somebody like 88 times at once. Don't do that, though. You know, it has just now dawned on me that I could use the spellbook keycaps to translate this. I am such an idiot. Betcha it says something like stupid white guy. Okay. Nope, again. So we're going from a double shot PBT to a die sub PBT, but I think that the die sub, these die sub PBT keycaps are thinner. I'm pretty sure they're about 1.2 millimeter thick. If they are the same as the previous ones that I've gotten. Right? Aren't they cool? Almost just dropped every one of them that was left on here. That would have been less than great. Okay. And there are several accents in here that we could use. I need to reverse those two. Actually, I think I'm going to pull this because this isn't a win. Actually, it is a... Okay, so you need to move here. And then we've got you. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Gotta do it this way. Now you're cooking with gas. Oh, or I could do that. No, this is good. Yeah, this is good. Nope, that's a bottom. We'll use the owl though. Alright. And I kind of like these for arrows. More than the triangles, I like these. Okay. See, I think that, you know, it's kind of different, and I think it's much nicer than just the standard old wob. But I guess the bigger question is, does it sound worse? Let's find out. Kind of makes this side, just this side, have more of a no, I guess not. Just kind of the sides kind of have more of a metallic ping to them. I guess that's all right-ish. Oh right, I still had it on red because I had red keycaps on here before. Alright, let's see. I should still have... So, well, I guess that's not going to happen. Let's go ahead and show you all what we're looking at here. So kind of going over the software a little bit, first of all, lighting, we want to go, all right, you gotta apply. And because of the switch color, it tints I think that's better. Okay. But again, you don't have access to your function level. But you could change anything else. And there is a function level because there's a function key. Also, the picture of the keyboard makes the keycaps look dirty. I don't know why. But these look like, you know, dirty. Like they got schmutz on them. Then lighting. You can set macros, which is nice. Here's your travel distance. You select all. It shows you what it is. You can do that. Hit apply. It should show us, yeah. Apparently, if you push harder, you can get more. It's like given 110%. That's interesting. I can get 120 in the middle. But just that key. Oh, Y gets 255. So that's... I wonder if there's a calibration that I need to do. Yeah, look at there. Then click Start. Now, if you haven't had to do calibration tests yet, you know, this is it. Enjoy. Not all of them actually show you which keys you've pressed, which can be annoying sometimes. And then on my Qcron Q5HE, whenever I would calibrate, it would shut down Z. Please calibrate again, but why? And why did one key turn blue? I do not want to restore to factory settings. So that sucks. I can't do that. Let's just do that. Let's go back. All right, so it's broken. Let's do it this way. Nope. All right, let's try it fully the other way. There. So that was messed up. For those of you who did not catch all of that, I had to click off of the window because it was still receiving inputs even though it wanted me to calibrate. So instead of locking out the keys as I was pushing them, it just let it go through. So when I would hit enter, it would finish and fail because it didn't have all the keys. Anyway, yes, that would be something else I need to add to the list. Yeah, I hope that maybe they fix it. But yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, that's that. Unless there's something else we want to look at. Do we want to look at the other keyboard again? I think we do. Let's look at the other keyboard again. Magical. See, I told you it was going to be a magical stream. Now, these thick bezels, I don't know. I mean, I'm less of a fan of. But, you know, when you're talking about a lesser cost keyboard, you know, and they wanted to get these angle lights in, they had to make the bezels bigger. So, but, you know, it is what it is. I like the fact that it uses the same keycaps as the paper that they made. You can tell because it still has the paper. It does make it look chunky, like a chunkster. And it's not, I mean, Because I don't think we could have gotten these without the chunky bezels. It kind of has to have them, and I am cool with it. What was that other keyboard that had the accents in the corners? I want to say it was an Angry Meow board. But not this one. The most affordable of the Angry Meow keyboards. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no, there it is. The Relic. So the Relic had the same chunky bezels. I mean, it's basically the same board. Only for 6.5 times the cost. Or more if you buy it off of AliExpress. But I'm guessing it's probably higher quality. I mean, they kind of went in further with it. Because theirs is much more detailed than this one is. And goes down further, I think. But, I mean, is this worth 6.5 times more? Maybe. It is arguably a much higher quality product. Let's see. It's a leaf spring gasket, so I would say that's better. But again, is it 6.5 times better? What do y'all think? So they both have an FR4 plate. This will do a top mount, but this has ball catch. Because frankly, I'm glad. If you're gonna have ball catch, don't include top mount. Not unless you do it right, like Polygon did. Like Daring Run did with the Polygon. Aren't both of these 10 keyless? Anyway. Oh. This keyboard is not VIA compatible. Anyway, yeah. So that's the stream. Thanks everybody for showing up. I will be streaming on Sunday. On Sunday, we will be building the Venom 60HE into a Tofu Redux case. That's going to be actually, I think, another purple build, actually. And we will be using the AE boards reds, along with Kikobu Violet on Cream. So that's going to be the build on Sunday, and maybe Saturday. Maybe I'll do a Saturday stream instead. Because Freya's coming back on Saturday night. So I'll need to amuse myself some more. So that might actually make sense. Stay tuned, everybody. For now, let's see if we can find some money to raid. So I think there's a couple of streamers going right now that are... there it was. Maybe not. Maybe everybody stopped. Maybe they saw I was streaming and they were like, "Aw, heck no." No, Lightning Keyboards is streaming. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Alright, everybody have a great night. And again, thanks for joining me. And, oh, he'll be right back. Well, we'll go there anyway. Maybe he'll be back right when we get there. Thanks for showing up. Bye. Choo choo, choo choo.